the Transformers Generations Legacy Evolution Leader Class Prime Universe Skyquake. Man, this figure is absolutely gorgeous. Unbelievable. Such an amazing figure. I mean, see how great a job Hasbro can give us with these new products if they really set their minds to it. It is incredible. The plastic quality is amazing. The details are amazing. I honestly prefer this figure over the original Transformers Prime Skyquake. But enough gushing. Let's take a closer look at the details of this figure. So the figure comes with this amazingly cool Gatling gun. It feels a little tiny, it feels a little bit thin and small, but I do love the sculpt of this gun. It's a gun that we've always wanted, even before with the original Transformers Prime figure. And we got that light up gimmick that wasn't really a good Gatling gun. This is closer to how it looked like on the show. Maybe a little bit bigger, thicker, but oh my goodness, it's absolutely amazing. And a blast effect can actually fit there. I'll show that off later, but it's pretty cool. You can hold it on either hand. You can rotate this handle right here just to support whichever dominant hand he's holding it. You can fold it like that, and pretty cool looking Gatling gun. But that's not all. Look at this. There is this missile shaped clear plastic, which actually it removes, you can remove it from the underside of the Gatling gun, and it flips out into his sword. I mean, it's not the best looking sword, but I do love this upper half of the blade. It looks so much like it did in the cartoon. And, you know, it's cool that they still managed to add a sword. And you can hold it on either hand. And that coffee amber clear plastic just looks absolutely sick. Wait, I think it's better if he holds it on the other hand. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's better for the left hand, because there's a little bit of a peg right here that I think fits the left hand better. Ping, ping, by the power of... No, I'm kidding. It's so cool. I absolutely love this accessory. As far as the figure goes, I love this sculpt. There's some gaps here and there, but you can easily cover them up with the wings and the arms and even the shoulder pads. So I do love his proportions. I think he's got better proportions than the original figure, which I'll show off later. But look at this. He's hulking. He's brutish. He's a big bruiser Skyquake. I mean, this is the Skyquake we wanted way back when Transformers Prime, the toy line, was released. Look at this. Albeit he's a little bit stylized. There's more angles. You can see right here. He's less organic. He's less like how he looked like on the show. And again, this is what Hasbro's trying to do. They're trying to put everyone in the sort of similar design in the Legacy line so that they sort of fit on your shelf. Everybody can fit, but you know, Transformers collectors know better that any figure will fit on the shelf. It's a matter of taste, but he's looking more Generations-like, with a lot more angles and less spindly and organic looking parts, but very, very cool. There's hardly any kibble. I love how the jet compresses in his backpack. The feet, the legs, fantastic proportions. Hasbro just nailed it with the design of this figure. As far as articulation goes, the neck can fold up like that, so you can have him in a flight pose, looking up, and swivel left and right. Basically, it's a ball joint. So great range of motion for the neck. The waist and swivel. The arms, the shoulders can ratchet in and out. Oop, very tight. You go forward and backward. The shoulder pads are movable, so it doesn't really hinder articulation for the arms. You get a bicep swivel. You get a double jointed elbow, mainly due to transformation, but I do appreciate the fact that they gave us extra articulation on the elbows. The legs, the hips, you can do the splits, do forward and backward. There's some thigh swivels. The knees, they are on double joints, mostly because of transformation, but Wow, look at that. For the feet, toes can move up and down, and they have the rocker tilt. As far as paint apps goes, nothing to complain about. I love the silver highlights here and there. There's some paint right here on the chest, on the amber translucent plastic. You got the Decepticon faction right there. The head sculpt, beautifully painted. Man, everything looks fantastic, as we will see in alt mode. You can see more of the paint apps right there. Just amazing paint apps detail all around. And as far as plastic quality goes, you know I'm going to complain if it sucks. There's nothing wrong with this. Amazing plastic quality. I don't even need my pencil. And, you know, you can clearly see from the video that gloss. It's really such amazing plastic. It feels like the plastic we had 12 years ago. I kid you not. That's how great the plastic on this one is. The only soft plastic it has is this hinge right here and here, and that's not even, it doesn't even feel cheap despite being softer plastic. It's not the cheap soft plastic that they're prone to using. This is quality soft plastic. I don't know how to explain it other than that. There's more soft plastic here and there. I don't know why they made the soft plastic, honestly. I guess, you know, safety reasons again, but you know, the tips of the wings are pretty hard, and these are made of harder plastic, so I don't know what gives. But okay, even the kind of soft plastic they used for these bits right here, absolutely premium. I can't complain. Unbelievable work on this figure. For comparisons, here he is with a couple of other leader class figures from the Legacy line. We've got Galvatron and Blitzwing. Here he is with Legacy Bulkhead Voyager class and a Voyager class Transformers Prime, Optimus Prime. And with a couple of deluxe class RC figures, we've got the Legacy RC and the first edition Transformers Prime RC. With fellow Decepticon in the Prime universe, we've got deluxe class Knockout. And finally, with the original Transformers Prime Voyager class Skyquake. You can see where the inspiration comes from. And like I said earlier in the video, it's a little less organic. There's more angled parts. There's more G1 styled parts or generation styled parts more than this one. But I do love the proportions on this one better. He's more hulkish, more brutish, a lot more mass. I love the proportions on him. I thought when I did review this guy, he was a little skinny on the skinny side and not as big and beefy as he was on the show. You can see the similarities of the swords, like here on the tip. There's a little bit of a pointy tip right here, which is also present in this one. A little bit more angled and less, I guess, less curvy at the tip of the blade. And then there's that Gatling gun I mentioned earlier. This one is a lot closer to how it looked like on the show. This one was just, it wasn't good because the thing just snapped back. There was this spring-loaded gimmick that I wasn't really doing it for me back then, and I'm so glad they kept it true to the design, at least very similar to how it looked like on the show. They altered the colors a little bit. This one is more of the olive army green rather than the dark grass green that we saw in the original figure, but when I tried watching the show again, I think this is a lot closer to the green that Skyquake looked like on the show. It was a lighter shade of green. It could be somewhere in between these two colors, but I honestly think this one is much closer to the colors on the cartoon. Before we begin with the transformation, one tiny nitpick I wanted to mention. And here on the back, you will see that, as I mentioned, that soft plastic that they used for this hinge right here just doesn't quite tab into the backpack the way I wanted it to. I mean, it should be a little bit more flush. It has a little bit of trouble staying on to the backpack. And it is a very minor nitpick. Nothing to deter you from actually appreciating how awesome this figure is. So let's get him into his jet mode. First, remove the weapons. You can go ahead and fold up that blade and then just stick it back in the Gatling gun and set that off to the side. You go ahead and fold up these elbows like that. Here's another wonderful thing about this figure. They've got paneling right here. I mean, this is a leader class. Of course, they'll have extra budget, but I mean, the fact that they've actually added some covers on the arms where the fists are supposed to fold in, that's amazing. That's just great fan service right there. Okay, fold that panel back up like that. It doesn't even close back. There's just no way to close it, but I'm glad they still added that panel to cover it in robot mode. Okay, onto the backpack. Go ahead and detach these bits right here. Go ahead and swivel these pieces right here and fold up the wingtip or the tail fin. Do the same on the other side. Fold that up, okay? And then fold the hinges out like this. It'll stay like right there for the time being. All right, the hips, you're gonna rotate them just a little bit, just a little bit. It's to give you clearance for these wings right here. You wanna go ahead and fold up the arms this way just to get them out of the way. And then these pieces are going to swing out right here. You wanna do this thing first so that it's out of the way and you know, you're unhindered when you're transforming the backpack, okay? The backpack detaches right here from the waist piece, okay? These guys are just gonna stay right here. Okay, the head, you're gonna push it back like that, and then you're gonna fold the cockpit over the head sculpt. Now to do that, you wanna fold the nose cone first. The landing gear, you can stay right there if you want to. And then you're just gonna fold this entire assembly right here on top of that head, and it's just gonna stay right there. Now these shoulder pieces, they're gonna form the side parts of the cockpit, which we'll do later. The arms, you're gonna fold them inwards like this. I'm gonna join them together, and then you're gonna ratchet them down. This is a little bit difficult to do, but just keep at it and it should be fine. Next thing you want to do is you want to rotate that waist piece back, but what you want to do is his hole on his rear end, you want it facing where the side where the landing gear is, because that's where the guns are going to be placed. The gun is going to be tabbed on. And then what you want to do is you want to rotate the thighs this way, and then you want to rotate the entire leg assembly, both legs. You're gonna put them up like this, like he's doing the spread eagle. And then the feet, you're gonna fold them down like this. You want to untab these pieces right here, and then you're going to collapse the entire leg assembly like this. And fold these out of the way. Okay, just collapse them all the way like that. And then the wings are going to tab onto the legs right here. There's a slot right there for the wings. These tail fins, these panels on the back of his legs are going to tab onto the legs as well. There's a notch right there for these tail fins. Just to complete the transformation of the rear part of the jet, you want to combine these pieces right here. All right, fold them up like this. And then the cockpit is going to slide on there and tab onto those wing bits. And then these pieces right here, they are going to collapse and form the side parts of the cockpit. And let's just fold up the landing gear for now so that we can appreciate the jet mode. There you go. There is Skyquake in his amazing Transformers Prime universe jet mode. You remember the show, it was a little organic. It is a mix between Cybertronian and Earth mode, Earth-based alt mode. It was really cool. It was a big FT jet that just flew into the sky and just tore up the sky. Now he does have some landing gear, as you've seen. The front part right here, the back part, the back landing gear, rear landing gear is right here. They don't actually move. They're not functional wheels, but I am glad we have landing gear, finally, okay? And then the gun, you can plug it in right here. I mean, it'll stay okay even with the landing gear on. Yeah, it's fine, but it looks great either way, even without the landing gear. It looks great. It's like his main weapon when he's in flight mode. And one added gimmick, and again, it's because of transformation, I think, but it's a nice gimmick. You can actually lift that canopy and reveal some nice little pilot seats. I thought that was incredible. That's just amazing fan service right there. Great detail on that cockpit. For comparisons in jet mode, here he is with Leader Class Scourge or Nemesis Prime from Velocitron. Here he is with Shattered Glass Voyager Class Megatron. And finally, here he is with the original Transformers Prime Voyager Class Skyquake. Before I forget, big thanks and shout out to my good buddy John for loaning me this figure. If you remember, I had already sold off my entire Transformers Prime collection. Big of him to really just loan me his copy. So yeah, even in jet mode, I'm kind of digging this new version better. Some great differences, but the similarities are still there. Just a lot of angles on this one, possibly more Cybertronian with this new Legacy Evolution version than this one. This one looks more like a Harrier, or I don't know, more Earth-based, Earth mode. But this one is a mix of Earth mode and Cybertronian tech. But yeah, I mean, just a huge improvement on this figure compared to the original. And here he is with Needle Nose. No, there is in fact no way to connect Needle Nose to Skyquake. The tabs on Skyquake are just way too big for these slots right here. I've tried both pairs of slots. They just, no, you can attach it by friction, I suppose, because yeah, the slots are just too small. They're merely aesthetic, I believe, and Hasbro has probably something else planned for these tabs. So yeah, myth busted. There is no way to do that. Not that I know of, at least. And so some final thoughts on this new Transformers Legacy Evolution Leader Class Prime Universe Skyquake. I am absolutely blown away by this figure. I love everything about it. Execution was on point. The design is absolutely fantastic. Great details. Transformation and engineering, absolutely incredible. I love both the robot mode and the alt mode. He's got some amazing accessories. Paint apps are great. The colors are great. At least the choice of color that they used for this one, absolutely spot on point on how he looked like on the show. Is a great design inspiration from the original Transformers Prime character, but they've updated it into the more Generations G1 styled version of Skyquake, which is completely fine. It only works, in my opinion, if they do it properly, and in this case, they did it absolutely well. The plastic quality is superb. It takes me back to what, 12 years, 13 years ago when Hasbro wasn't cheap on their plastic. I mean, kaya nyo naman palang gawin ito eh. Alam naman nating lahat na kayang-kaya nyong gumawa ng napakagandang produkto. Everybody knows that Hasbro can do an excellent job. So stop giving us half-baked products. Wag nyo na kaming bigyan ng Armada Starscream and Battle Trap. Ay, wag nyo na kaming lokohin pa. Alam namin kaya nyong gumawa ng magaling na produkto. Stop giving us half-baked products. And just keep giving us excellent products like this. And I don't have to complain so much. Because this is an absolutely amazing figure. It's going to get, you know what? I had a few nitpicks. I'd have the mind to give it a 9 3/4 out of 10. But we all know this figure deserves a 10 out of 10. Absolutely incredible. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think of this new Transformers Generations Legacy Evolution Leader Class Prime Universe Skyquake. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my latest video reviews. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.